Hey guys, welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. Don here. I want to talk a little bit today about a couple of phone calls that I received or I was on recently. I think a lot of times we, as just people in general, everyone is trying to hit us up to buy something and to do something and to go ahead with things. But recently I had two specific conversations that I really enjoyed, and I want to kind of share what I enjoyed. The first one was something called Delegate Solutions. They do delegation for people, and they outsource a lot of stuff. So basically, I've figured out little hacks where I can use people from Fancy Hands or people from Fiverr. But basically what they do is they give you almost like an assistant, and they do all the other outsourcing to delegate stuff for you. So you tell them to do it, and they do it. But what was interesting is we had what they called like a discovery call. And in this call, they work a lot with different clients from Strategic Coach. That's what I'm in. And basically the whole time he was talking about my business and kind of what I was looking to do and how he could help me and things like that. And in the end, it ended up actually not being a good fit, which seems amazing because most of the time everyone seems like it's a good fit for most businesses, but in their specific case, it wasn't. So I thought that was refreshing. And what I liked is that this gentleman that I was on the phone with, he asked about me and what I was interested in, what my goals were doing, my goals. And then yesterday, I talked to this guy named Mike. He actually was from Strategic Coach, and basically he was just asking me about my experience with Strategic Coach, and like anything else that he could do to help, or kind of what my current frustrations were. So I want to share with you something that I've learned in Strategic Coach, which both of these individuals used. In Coach, we call it the R factor question. I'll put a couple of links underneath this if you're interested, but it's actually just a question that you ask, and I modified a little bit when I do this with my patients, but it might be something you want to consider. The question is, if we were meeting 3 years from now, and you looked back over the last 3 years, what would make you happy with your progress, both personally and professionally? Okay, I'm going to repeat it again. If you were looking back over the last 3 years, and you were evaluating that, what would make you happy with your progress, both personally and professionally? This is considered an open-ended question, and a lot of times we do very focal questions in terms of like where does your foot hurt or things like that. And a lot of times it's because we don't have time with our patients to do this. But what I find is when you do get in a conversation with someone, this type of a question, it actually kind of goes back and it helps them to look ahead and what their goals are and what their desires are, and then how you can be involved in their future, okay, what they want to do. Just give you an example. With my patients, a lot of times I ask this question this way. I say, if we were meeting a year from now, what would make you happy with your progress in terms of your health? What are you looking to do? A friend of mine, one of my partners, he just asked, what are your goals? Where do you see yourself in a year from now? And then you really get into what they're really wanting, because what we want to do is we want to heal them, right? But really, why are they seeing us is a bigger question. A lot of times it's because they want to play with their kids, or they want to play with their grandkids, or they want to be active, or they want to lose weight. And so from there, you can find different ways to provide more value and even refer other people to them, because a lot of times there's other issues going on that you may know a specialist. For example, you might refer out if you have a really good chiropractor or a really good massage therapist, or I a lot of times give these recommendations for intermittent fasting or different types of boot camps that I do and things like that. So I can help them on a larger scale than just their foot problem. And I think it's refreshing to have these types of conversations with our patients. You can go a lot deeper with them. So you may want to consider this week, when you sit down with the patient, you ask them, well, kind of what are your goals? What are you looking to do? And many times I don't do this at the initial visit. Okay, so the initial visit, they're there for an ingrown toenail, they're there for heel pain, they're there for something else. When I normally do this is once their ingrown toenail is better, once their heel pain is better, and I'm finishing up and it's the last visit, and I say, okay, Mrs. Jones, you're better from this heel pain. Where would you like to be? Where do you see yourself in a year from now in terms of your health? What are your goals? What are you looking to do? And that way we can connect at a much larger, a much deeper level with our patients to try to help them to really get better. And I don't know about you, but 99% of my patients are wanting to be more active and they're wanting to lose weight. And that's where then I can say, hey, I have some of these resources. I can send them to you. You can get some more information. I'd be happy to help or guide you along the way. Okay, so just a thought using this. These tips and techniques, this whole questioning, probably learned it from a lot of different places. I learned it from Strategic Coach. I've been going there. This guy that called me yesterday, he said I've been doing it 7 years. So that's 7 years. That's $6,000 a year. So that's a lot of money that I've spent. Okay, over the last 7 years. You may think, I would never spend $6,000. But I think it actually might have been more. But what benefit it's given me is really just getting away once a quarter. I fly to Toronto, and I sit in these groups, and there's really never any podiatrists. There's maybe some other primary care doctors or other types, but mostly like financial planners. But we get to work on our life and work on our business, and that's something we don't really get away to do much. I know there are some other podiatry-specific ones that are really great. I know Fabi is wonderful. They just had a conference recently. I know Rem Jackson has a group. I'm hoping to start a group here sometime in the future, kind of podiatry-specific. But Strategic Coach is a great option. He helps you really set your life up. I think there's a lot of different kind of levels in terms of how we grow our practice. And the biggest benefit I found, and because that's what Mike asked me yesterday, is that I really found balance in my life. I feel like initially when I started, I was always working all the time, and I didn't really have any separation in terms of time. And the first thing you learn is how to schedule your time using free days, focus days, and buffer days. And the real simple way within podiatry is that whenever you're seeing patients, that's a focus day. And whenever you're doing things to prep for seeing patients or preparing things or lectures or things like that, that's a buffer time. And then free time is just time you're not doing anything else. And the issue is for us within podiatry, we don't have enough of this free time. And we don't have enough scheduled in buffer time to prep, right? Prepping to have great clinic days or prepping, for things like that because we're so busy seeing patients, or the opposite, or we're struggling because we're not seeing enough patients, and then you're always just scrambling around trying to grow patients, and your time is divided. And specifically, it's hard. One thing that I find as a challenge is that when I'm in the office and then I'm trying to do other type of marketing things between patients, it just doesn't really work that well because you tend to be distracted. So I'll put a link underneath here if you're interested in Strategic Coach. I've been going there a long time, found it beneficial. I'd like to do something more podiatry specific. If you guys would be interested, let me know. I have a couple of options. One thought was, okay, we do it like a weekly, it could be one-on-one. I would really like to do a group, but I'm thinking one-on-one would be the best way. And if you are interested in wanting to do that, just let me know. I know within Podiatry Practice Mastery there is a where you can get a little strategy session with me. That would probably be the best way to see if it's a good fit. Okay? Great, guys. Once again, look at Podiatry Practice Mastery. Give me feedback. I've only had a few people tell me, hey, they like this, or this sucks, or you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't blabber on that much. But I'd like to have feedback to know how I can make this better and give you guys more value. Okay? Great. Have a nice one. Bye-bye.